drivers, what drives business in this post-pandemic world is now global. Again, remember that the theme of this event is African Girls Building Global Brands. So I'm going to be referring to the global community. All the drivers of your business right now, they're not global, right? And by business drivers, I mean that everything that comes together to make your business happen, the conditions, the resources that you require to do business, they're not global. And technology has enabled the virtual environment. So we're in a virtual business environment. I'm sure we all know that things are becoming really virtual. Someone really took you, look at this. The first edition we had hundreds of people here. But right now we're in a virtual world. In fact, it took some of you to be a lot to actually rise from your bed and be here. Rather just work at home or something, because Zoom meetings are replacing this time. So in the virtual world, I need to start thinking of how that affects your business. I know, you take orders on Instagram, but beyond that, you need to start, thinking strategically that we're in a virtual world and the business clients and business drivers in this world are global and it's virtual. And how can I leverage on that for my business, right? Again, we're talking about drivers, business drivers, right? The second one was payments. I want to ask a question. When was the last time your customers, right? We all have businesses, right? At least 70% of this room. Or don't let me ask you, if you have a business, raise your hand. You have a business. This makes it very well, so okay, let's just say about 40% of this room. Your business, you look at your business, when was the last time your customers actually paid you cash? Like they counted cash and paid you cash. You don't even think of it much. Digital payments have replaced cash, right? We're talking about business drivers. Things are now becoming global, right? And bottom line is, the world is becoming global. The world is becoming virtual. The world is virtual, but it's going to get more virtual by the day. So your business processes, but we're going back to your business processes. How can you align that trend with your business, right? I know that you, again, take orders on Instagram, but beyond that, you need to sit with brands that are truly global and look at the practices that they're adopting, right? Because all the drivers of your business are becoming global. So if you still do a lot of manual stuff, a lot of physical stuff, I need to start with strategizing, or at least turning things to hybrid, right? Again, I want to say that your threats are not global too. Before, your competitors are just people around you. Like for instance, you're selling, smoked fish, you're selling soup bowls. Let me soup bowls for example. You're selling soup bowls, right? Before now, your competitors are just people around you. Maybe a few guys that you know around you, or people on Instagram. But right now, your competitors are not global. Because why? Geographical boundaries are being relaxed. Virtual, technology has empowered things to become so virtual that I want to buy a bag now. I'm not restricted to a vendor in Lagos. I can decide to order from China. Shipping is no longer an issue, right? You can now ship. I'm working on a business with a couple of people. Our collaborating with a logistics company. Somebody does this here. I think I heard something like that. You can now ship into 3 days all over the world, any part of the world. So it means that I want to ship a bag. I'm not restricted to the vendor on Instagram. I can ship from China, and I'll still get the same 2 days you're promising me, I'll still get in 2 days. So what are we saying? So your competition is now global. And what that should do, it's not a fear thing. What that should do is that should start to force a quality output for your business. It means that you have to start looking at your business and see that, can I actually compete? So if my customer now has to order from, let's say they have the option of ordering from me, and they also have the option of ordering from another competitor in the UK, will they choose my brand? Like the quality of the product, the quality of the customer experience, will they choose my own business? Because right now your competitors are global, it's becoming a virtual world. So I have options, and my options are not restricted to my locality. So that's another thought. I want you to start thinking that your threats are now global trend, they're not just local anymore. That's why we have to start thinking global. Anyways, just moving on. I'll say that on the flip side of the trends are global, the drivers are global. On the flip side of all of this, the opportunities are also global. We're talking about customers being able to order from anywhere in the world. The same way you can also supply to anywhere in the world. So exportation used to be like a very cool buzzword that rich people throw around. But right now, all of us should become exporters. Because geographical boundaries are being relaxed. I mean, I know the logistics for instance are very big because you can actually ship anything, anywhere, in 2 to 3 days. I mean, I saw that and I was surprised. So, when I'm thinking of building a business right now, why would I be thinking of Lagos alone? Like, I want to start a fashion store and I'm thinking of Lagos alone. I can supply to the whole world, so it's a global brand. It's an African brand. Because it's a virtual environment, physical boundaries or geographical boundaries are not really limitations anymore. If you're still thinking geographical boundaries are limitations, then you have to switch your mind. Because there's literally nothing that cannot be done these days, right? That's another thought I want to put to your head. And when speaking of exportation, I know you get a few international orders here and there that you post on your Instagram or shipping to clients in the UK, and that's cool. What I'm saying is that you need to start to position yourself, like intentionally build structures in place for exportation. Like as you're starting your business, you know that structures are in place for exportation, right? That's what I want every business to start to think. And when we're also talking about your opportunities being global, digital marketing. How many of you, when you want to run hard in your business, do you have to hire a digital marketer? Not anymore. I mean, so some still do, but I can run hard for myself. That's why I digital marketer to run hard. That's why we that started our careers as digital marketer were switching now. Because people have everything we used to make money, people are already doing it. You run your ads yourself, you run your email campaigns yourself. Even if you don't know how to, you can just watch a few YouTube videos and you're good. Which means that, just give me 2 minutes. Which means that whatever business you're doing, you can put it in front of the whole world. You can run your heart from home. We're talking about opportunities being global, right? And even if you don't know, there are free courses out there on how to run Facebook ads, how to run email campaigns. I'm not saying you don't need a professional. I'm just saying that as tech as it used to be, which means that if I start a business in the comfort of my home, I can put it out there without hiring a professional digital marketer, right? And also talking about digital payment. There's a time that the issue with international businesses is payment. You have to have DOM account or something like that. But right now, it's not that necessary. There are several applications right now that allow you to transact in any currency. Every currency, you can actually convert your money to any currency and then transact. So, where is the barrier? Where is the physical barrier? In this part of the world, we're very spiritual. Back and happen, I believe in Jesus, and we don't put the right structures in place and then life happens, right? So, as I was saying, shortly before the pandemic, I decided to notice that shit. And I brought it up with the company to say, okay, you know what? I know we're doing well, but can we fix this? Well, I mean, all my recommendations will be started because why? Attend data, stuff like that, look into it, check it out. Well, the money was coming in, so wasn't really like an issue. I saw flaws in our business processes. Again, there's a reason why I'm telling the story. I saw flaws in the business processes that I feel like we could have done. What if I try to think? What if I try to think, right? So these are just so the first last step of our production processes, our production was really slow. We're not meeting up with demands. We had several out of stock issues, we had a lot of demands. By going to our logistics process was really manual. Right? As much as money is coming in, those are things that the business should pay attention to, but I mean, we're not paying attention. Or I'm not sure why, but we're not paying attention. Packaging was inconsistent. Like today, once this runs out of stock, we get this kind of packaging, and then that way it was just inconsistent. And I'm saying a big one that you all know. Was happening, right? But they said all these flaws, and another thing that was happening was our complaints. When customers make complaints, you know how that as a business owner, you have a lot of positive feedback. Then there's one customer that now makes a complaint, and you feel like maybe the customer has issues, and that was what was happening. We were discarding complaints because for every business, feedback is how you grow. Even if everybody is saying, oh, they're doing well, that one person is saying, can you work on this? You have to you can't discard that really. So, but that was what was happening. Every feedback, every negative feedback we were getting was like an attack to the personality of the management. So they were discarded, right? And despite all these flaws, people were still buying, people were still rushing us. But people were getting results. We're getting before, I know this person. We're getting, we had before and after pictures, and they were looking good, right? But like I said, I guess that our success was our biggest problem, right? Because eventually the pandemic happened. Nobody's fault. Life happened. Pandemic happened and a lot of business were affected, right? But what happened was that scenario exposed all the flaws in the system, right? And guys, it was really bad. We lost customers, we lost sales, we lost relevance because other brands, because again, even if you're on the spotlight, even if you're on the spotlight forever, there are other brands, waiting to just, take over and everything. So when we had those issues now come to the limelight, then customers started switching to the competitor, right? And as I speak, guys, that business has not recovered. And I'm not saying this at all. It's not a good thing. It has not recovered, but there's a reason why I'm saying this here. And the sad part of the story for me was that I saw it all coming. Right? Let's say I didn't see anything. Fine, but I saw it all coming and I felt like I drove this, so I did what I was supposed to do for the capacity of my role at the time. Or else nobody paid attention. Right? I was too busy making money. I'm too busy attending to the posts on social media. Anyway, so why am I doing with this story? A major disruption has happened in the world. Called pandemic. Yeah, pandemic is over, restrictions are lifted, but the disruptions created by this one are still here, right? We're still dealing with some of the disruptions that the pandemic created. And during the pandemic, a lot of businesses failed, some struggled, and sincerely, some are still fighting for their life, even though COVID is over in that way, right? And there are existing problems that the pandemic caused that we still have to deal with till today. Again, COVID is over. But the disruptions that COVID has created, they're still here, right? And I think that I have a question for everybody in this room. We're in the middle of the disruption, whether we want to agree or not, whether you come to terms with it or not, we're ready. We're in the middle of the disruption. Is your business surviving on luck? Or do you have the right structures in place to win in this disruption? Because in every disruption, there are winners and there are losers. During the pandemic was bad, but there were winners in that pandemic. There are businesses that made money. There are businesses that started afresh and they were doing really well. And trust me, another disruption will arise, whether we like it or not. It might not be nobody's praying for disaster, nobody's praying for pandemic, nobody's praying for COVID again. But whether we like it or not, disruptions will always arise. Right? But how we win is putting structures in place, not just, how we win is putting structures in place. Anyway, so back to my question. Is your business surviving on what? Favor of God, blessing of God, and or do you actually have the right structures in place to win in this disruption? And I want us to just think over that question for a second. And I believe that we're all business owners here, at least one. We're all business owners here. You know what you're running. Do you have the right structures in place to win? And let's think about that for a second. And just because you're making money, I don't want you to think because of that, because of that. You can make money for now, you can get a policy for now, but what is the future? Are you planning? Are you ready for the next 10 years? Are you ready for the next 3 years, 4 years? Do you have that structures in place? Because some businesses are like ticking time bombs. They're making money, but they're like ticking time bombs. They're just waiting on the next disruption to happen and to explode. Right? So I feel like we as African women, we need to go back to the drawing table and start to ask ourselves the hard questions. I know some of us are doing business for survival, or I need money, right? I need to do business. And we need to start to ask ourselves the right questions. Questions like, will my business survive the next 10 years? And I mean, that's something that we can think about. What I'm doing right now, the fashion business that I have, the events business that I have, will it survive the next 5 years? 10 years is too far. Will it survive the next 5 years? Right? And the theme of this morning's talk show is African girls building global brands, right? How can we move that from just being the theme of an event, like African girls building global brands, to becoming the reality of everybody in this room? How can we truly, as women, as African women, start to build global brands? Because I mean, it sounds like a cliche and it sounds like a cool word, right? Global brands. There's no global brand without structures, right? And because I want every businesswoman to lead this day. I'm not going to give you all the solutions, but I want to start to think of the foundations and the structures that you need to put in place for your business to thrive the next 5 years and to actually survive this disruption and to actually become truly global. Because that's the goal. The goal is global. And anyways, I'm going to round up very soon, but I'm going to share 6 thoughts with you. Don't worry, I'm not going to waste your time. Just 6 thoughts that I feel like everybody should start to think about. If you want to survive in this pandemic, in another disruption, to build a global brand in the next 10 years, I feel like that 6 things you should start to think about, even if you don't have the answers yet, because we don't always have the answers, right? But at least when we start to ask the right questions, then we start to look into ourselves, we start to look into our businesses and fix what is wrong gradually. It takes time. Yeah? So again, I said I'm taking notes, I'm taking notes, but these are things that I feel like everybody that has a business should start to think about. And number one, I want to just put this thought in your head. Again, I'm not going to invite you all the answers. Go back to the system, to your business, and see how what I'm about to share applies to you, right? How futuristic is that? In the next 5 years, will this system that you have, will this sustain your business in the next 5 years? And I'll just end on that note. Anyways, thank you. So, for the rest part of the show, we wish you a lot of time. Because we have interviews, we have to conversation. Please collaborate. I don't want to know a lot here, but still meet people. You don't know the next business partner. I just said. Anyways, thank you guys.
Thank you so much. That was wow, it was Thank you so much, Yo, for such a splendid opening.
You can also a dress for every occasion. And is that why you want to fashion? Is that the most exciting part of fashion for you?
I think for me, why I went to fashion, it has always been in me, like from when I was young. I think I just always like to curate something from nothing. Really. That's how we started. Like, you can take a piece of clothing and just turn it into something really beautiful, a masterpiece. And so that for me is very, it's creative, it's amazing, it's creative. So it's something that's sparked my interest. So
again, you have to believe in yourself, but we're speaking about self-doubt and fear and stuff like that all women face. And I want you to just tell us that phase of your life and how did that look like? We're not even talking about the things yet. How that looked like when you felt like, why did you do this?
Okay, I'm happy you asked that. Why did you do that? I actually did that video because of me. I did it for
yes,
myself.
you mentioned that.
Yes, like I did it for myself because I wanted to. Because I wanted to. I don't want to use the word prove, but I wanted to put it out there that I'm no longer afraid of being who God has made me to be. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm embracing the whole part of me
the different sides of me. I'm not afraid of being successful, because there's a way you can be actually afraid of your potential, and I was in that state. I've always been someone who I know who I am. Like, I know that I'm going to be somebody great, but there's always that tendency for you to just want to stay in the background, just want to limit yourself and not see that your light can actually shine so bright, and people will actually be excited for you, and people will be your light will shine, and people will see your color and really be grateful for you and really be blessed by your light. So I do that for me, to prove to myself that I'm no longer afraid. I can embrace every of my expressions and not be afraid to express everything as it should be. So that's why I created that video.
It means that they need to do that, then it means that over time,
let me start from the beginning. So I come from a background where there wasn't really a whole lot to look up to. There were no people, there were no images. So I just had no parents. And parents were, of course, trying to pay for use, like good schools. And I remember at the time when we were leaving, I was going to one of the best schools around, in that community. So they wanted to give me something great. And so that even gave me a little exposure. It changed my mindset. The kind of friends I had were not the kind of friends I would have in the community, because people always felt like I was always celebrating myself or performing, that kind of thing. But it was just normal. When you go to this school, another school that is different from what people go to in the community, it just gives you a different image and all of that. So I came from that background, and while growing up, I used to say to people that I am not. So now I think I'm romantic. But I say that but I always say that by design I don't think I was that. By design I think I was a sample. But because of my experiences, it changed who I was. So I used to be a talkative when I was a very young girl, like talkative. Like I would come to the front of the class and be dancing. That's how jovial I was. That's how enthusiastic I was about life in general. So I at a really young age, I used to get shut down a lot. So I would say something or ask. I'm very curious about certain things or anything. If I don't understand, so why is this? I'll point to this. So there was that. Shut up. What do you know? Kilo more. But like what? So there was that every single time. So if you just you just go into your shell. You just feel like, you go to a point that, all of these things just plays the fact that my voice doesn't matter, my opinion doesn't matter. I can be in a room full of women or with different things that happen. I mean, someone can ask me a question, I might have the answer, but I would not want to say it because I feel like people don't, what do I have to say? And that might actually be the answer that somebody needs, but I'll just keep quiet. So there was that, everything inside me. I had so much inside of me to say, but it was just stuffed in. So it affected my confidence, it affected how I saw myself, it affected, I remember the first time I got into uni, people saw me, it looked like they were seeing an angel, as it were. Because everyone was like, oh my god, you're so pretty. Do you know you're pretty? What does it say? Like, where is the beauty, But you hear comments like that when I go to classes for lectures and I dress, people are like, oh my god, I like your ensemble, your outfit, so nice. My friends would come in the hostel and be like, oh, please come and help me. I don't know what to wear. Mrs. Show is an example here. She say, I don't know what to wear. Please come and help me. So I'll just, put two or two together and turn out great and all of that. So there was that, and I didn't see myself as that, but people were just saying it. So I didn't. There wasn't that word of affirmation in the way you were. Nobody to affirm you say, oh, this or that. So that just affected everything. Certain times I would walk into a room and there's no time I walk into a room that people don't notice it. It's not like I'm bragging, it's just how it happens. But a lot of times I would just hide. And so I got used to all of that, that fear, that self-sabotage and everything. And, I now started to notice in my journey in life that I was actually limiting myself. And one of the things that helped me was, women who were doing the things that I wanted to do. So they were just emailing like, if this person can do this, then I can actually be this person. I can be more, because life is actually more than what you are living at the moment. So I started my journey like that. I went through the process. I met amazing women who helped me, amazing men, of course, because at first I wasn't really into it. I felt like women were too. I remember someone was saying that, I think the post was saying that a lot of women don't believe women support women. I used to be in that school of thought, but it's not true. Some women, but most of the women that I've worked with, they always want me to be at the top and at the best version of myself. So those people helped me change my mindset. I now started to become self-aware, because what happens oftentimes for women is we don't actually come away from all that is going on and come inside and start to analyze the things, who we are. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you like the things that you like? Why do you react the way that you react? So those little details, I started to, not literally write them, but I started to note them down. And I started to change. You need to change this. The reason why you're always afraid to put yourself out there, because you don't really want to. It's not really like you don't really want to see it, but it's because you just feel like maybe you're not worthy, or you just feel like you're not up to the task, or you just feel like I don't really want to. But it's not true. You're actually limiting yourself. So I had those moments where I come away with this, and it's not the normal thing, because everyone is doing all of this with work. You are doing so many things, you're doing your parties, but you're not actually self-aware. You're not. It's from that place that you start to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, what are the things that you need to work on, and what are the things you do better for person, so that I can hone my skill, so I can become a better person. So all of that, let me just cut it short. All of that process made me not succeed. Of course, my identity in Christ was I'm a Christian. My belief is one of the foundation of everything, like who I am, about who I am. So I started to see myself as a and I started to just embrace the totality of my form, my expressions, things that come easy to me. And that's how I came to faith.
Amazing.
For example, someone is having a wedding. I was like, give me an example. Say I'm having a wedding and I want to do a digital wedding. So you have to have a product, a digital Maibecca bridal design that people can select from and pay. So those things are things that you need to start to think about. What is my business going to look like in the nearest future?
Yeah.
There are now digital influencers. There's one lady, I can't remember her name now. It's a robot though, but she's a digital influencer that you put your designs and you put your products, and then they just influence for you and people start to pay. There's something called live shopping. So we have influencers now. These are real influencers now. They come, they do live shopping. So you connect via the internet and you buy products. So you see that timing, people don't need physical brick and mortar. People will not come to your office and say, oh yeah, come and measure me. Come and take my angle. It's not correct. It's not this. It's not that. One of the things that I started to do before the pandemic hit was I started to have these virtual consultations that we have, and that's even before I feel like I was ahead of people. We're having virtual consultation, and I made a wedding dress for a bride, and she didn't need to come in for fittings. Everything, and it was a ball dress. And if you know how ball dresses are, you have to be attention to detail is very important, because it's big and when she wears it has to fit properly. And we set the dress down and it was an exact fit. So you don't need human connection anymore. Now we have clients from all over the world. Okay, I want to make my outfit. All we just need to do is have a virtual consultation with you, have a schedule a measurement appointment with you, with one of our representatives, and then we make the dress. We take the sketch, you approve the fabrics and all of that. And very soon, you won't even need to be doing that. You just select the design you need, and that's it. So those are the things that you need to start to look at. Think about how can my business thrive in this, in the future. What are the things that you need to stop doing? What are the things that you need to start paying attention to? So this AI thing is like a real thing. This metaverse is a real thing because very soon the world you just find that it will just disappear in front of your eyes and you'll be like, where have I been all this while? So you need to start making research on all these things.
Thank you. And right now you still don't have an idea of what universities or what AI is doing to participants. And I feel like we as entrepreneurs we remove ourselves from such conversations.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? No, I'm need to find this. I'm still making money and they have something that we should think like that. Anyway, so as we round off the session, this video that I was doing right? I'd just like to ask for your I'll also show a video on the bride what time thing. Yeah, so should we say it's like 4 seasons or should
Yes. The vision of the bride by Maibecca really is to just showcase what the brand is to potential clients that we're your top choice for your interest. And we hope to do it across the world. It's not just limited to Nigeria. So across the world, we have plans to go to other countries to showcase the bride by Maibecca.
Well, I'll just quickly introduce this is Jumoke. She is the founder of Kwasee Yes, and Kwasee is a styling brand. And when you see I used to say right? And your friends, or is it more friendship? Well, I'd like to ask first of all, how did you become friends? Just let me propose that. I said, okay, can you be my friend?
And I entered into primary school. I used to tell my mom, oh, I like this school, I like their uniform, I've always also loved fashion, right? I like their uniform, I like the color, I like their skirts, and then my mother no problem. But I said, another school. And just kind of what she was saying about how our parents just tried to give us the best, right? I went to another school. And for some reason, during one of these YX time, summer school, she came to my school. So my school was close to where she lived. Our own school was close where I lived, so it was like opposite, And she came to my school for summer school. And I think there was a friend in my school that lived close to where she lived, right? She came to my school, and that's how we met each other. I would be said after 400 level, okay, what would I do? I realized that, okay, what I wanted to do, I knew that I didn't want to sew. I didn't really have the passion for sewing, but I knew how to put one and two together. I knew how to help people. This is your body type, this is how I'm going to wear, this is how I'm going to wear like that. And I found out the name was called styling. So I'm like, oh, okay, styling. I'm a stylist, right? I found out the people in the industry and all of that. I came out of school, started training and stuff like that. Then she was also out into fashion when she left school. And the whole conversation it was similar after that.
I wanted to ask you this question for you. At some point, did you feel offended? I was supposed to talk about offenses, right, in relationships. Have you ever felt offended? And how did you handle that? And how do you think that, or speak to offenses in relationships? Because people have relationships that are speaking in their lives for destiny, and then they get offended. A lot of us are part of that. Yeah, I'm part of my best friend. I might say my best friend at different places. I'm serious. I'm best friend. She gets. Well, I know that there's coming relationship of offense for how do you handle offense? How have you handled offense in your relationship? I mean, we can live on that.
But to be honest, we rarely have issues in our relationship. That's because I think we understand each other to a very, very large extent. Now, Jumoke is way different from me. I'm way different from her. We have different personalities. So, one of the things that I try to do, because of course, like you said, best friends. I wouldn't say I've had best friends, but I've had people that I feel like I could have been close to. But maybe I just want to do something. I don't want to get it. I don't want to. The truth is, you can actually never have any relationship if there's no conflict. Then it means you don't want to have any relationship because there's no, even your parents, you have conflict with them. But do you divorce them? Do you leave them? You don't. You just know how to handle it and you just move on. So that was my own perspective. Like if this person gave me exposure, but I just move and a lot of us have walked out of relationships that could actually would have been beneficial to our destiny, but because of our pride and all the issues that we had, we just let it go. So for me and Jumoke, one of the things that has helped us is, of course, I've been offended, yes. She has, usually when I'm offended, I just withdraw. Usually. But if she's offended, she'll just probably tell me and say, babe, this is what I don't like. Me, I'll just withdraw and we should notice. Babe, what's going on? It's just now that I'm just trying, if she does anything, say, babe, I didn't like what you do. But before we got to that point, we had to have conversations. And she had to understand that, okay, this is how I cope with when I'm offended with her, and then she can. But of course, it's not every time she has to be reading the lines. She might not read it because she might be oblivious and be doing something, and because she's not really like me, who is like, okay, what are you okay? Are you good? She's probably just moved on and like until you say. So I've tried to understand her, and she also has tried to understand me for who I am. Like, okay, this is who Tope is. This is how Jumoke is. Okay, let's just come together and once we have issues and we talk about it, that's the end of it. Because we understand that. There, of course, there are times that we wanted to just, just stay, maybe just be, But of course, we understand that this relationship is more than what I want. It's a covenant relationship, and we've always known this for the longest. I mean, when you think about our journeys and how we came together, you can't say that there's no imprint of the Holy Spirit in this, or there's no imprint of God in this. So we just embrace it and just deal with it and just, we're good. So yeah.
What is at what point do you realize that we have been very intense on each other? At what point do you realize that this relationship is like you are at what point do you realize that this is actually one of the
So for me, I think I realized so even in school, I felt like okay, I mean, I can just share some stories. Like I said, I see that after school, I said that person that I'm very, very, very interested. And I don't talk, I'm very junior, but I notice patterns, right? So I realized after school, that okay, I saw how we came together, how we became friends. Even in school, there was a time that she was. I wanted to also join that dance group, and we didn't have a conversation about it. We even met at the audition. As funny enough, we met at the audition of this dance group. And I think afterwards they picked her, but I cannot dance. So he said that I won with that dance. I'm like, oh wow. So, but something was pushing me towards that. I felt like God just knew that our destiny was supposed to come together. And after school, I started looking at this, the patterns, and I'm like, okay, there's something here. It's more than just casual friendship. I, for one, I'm not the kind of person, I'm not the trouble, like having friends. I laugh with when I see you, you're my best friend. But after that time, that's the end. They're done. So I've never really had best friends, but I just feel there's something different about our relationship and our friendship. So after school, I realized that there's something here. I looked at the patterns, and my destiny, or my destiny, I'm the kind of person that, okay, let me say the information. She had said that she stayed with me. So I saw how God was just, shooting our paths, and I was being very pivotal in her life. She was also very pivotal in my life. I saw our journeys, I saw how, and let me tell you one thing. Her husband now told me something years ago, and said he had known that whoever his wife will be friends with my husband. Okay, I think it's a very long story. So my husband and her husband, I also know they also met in school, right, in university, right, and and for some reason my husband is also in this dance group that they were all in, but I was just in that. But her husband also now knew that whoever his wife will be close to her, and will be close to his own friend. And destiny brought us together. So my husband married me, and I'm also close to her. And the family is just a covenant relationship.
To be honest, I don't know how to picture that she was. So I started to see that, okay, why is this always following? She's always following. You know, place and all of that. And so I started to take cognizance of that. And then I also started to see that, like she mentioned earlier, there was something that she needed from me. Not needed, but there were things that we needed from each other at different points in our lives. Like I always tease, I say, I'm the one that introduced you to styling. Because I was once a stylist before she got to be a stylist. I understand people's graces. I understand things that come easy to people. So there's some things that come easy to her and don't come easy to me. So I leverage on that, and she leverages on that as well on her part. So I started to see that, okay, this thing is more than just a casual friendship, and so I cannot just afford to, just let it go or just let anything happen to people, because we're always very intentional about our relationships. We talk, we have conversations. Okay, so I want to ask you a question first. Why did you leave events? First of all, that one I didn't answer.
Okay, so I left events at that phase because the pandemic really took a hold of
So that's
the industry. Yes.
Money. Okay. Alright. So while I understand in the different phases of your life, you need to understand what is your greatest passion as a person. And that's what I'm talking about, self-awareness. Now, you are not getting money. That's the crux of it. It doesn't change that you don't have a passion for events. It just meant that because of the situation of things, you needed something that would provide for you. Let me give you an example of myself, and I feel like maybe this will help you. Now, a lot of people see Maibecca now and be like, oh, Maibecca is this, Maibecca has a standout brand, is this, that. But there was a time when Maibecca wasn't giving me the money that I wanted. I mean, we started from ground zero, and when we started, there were days that in 1 month I'll make only 30,000 naira. And that 30,000 naira includes the fabric I will use to make the cost of production. Right? Like, it's a good. And you don't have this. Of course, I have parents, but you don't want to be going home to be saying, Mommy, I want money, I want this. That whole month, you will literally just eat what is available. But what was keeping me going was my passion. But my passion wasn't translating to money. And that's what a lot of us as entrepreneurs always miss. We don't understand what brings in the money. You need to understand it. If you've not gotten to that level, learn it. Look at other people doing it in your industry. If you can learn from them, fine. Study their patterns. Study what they do. Because there's a step-by-step process to this thing. It's not magic. You don't just do one party and think that, 100 people will come and start asking, who did this event? While there's a bit of truth in that, it's the percentage of people coming is really slim, especially if you're just starting out. So for me, what I did was, I had to sit down with myself, conference meeting with myself, and say, where is this business going to? How are you going to make this money how are you going to, because at the point I couldn't meet, I'm a baby girl now. I want to make my hair now, I want to do makeup, I want to buy clothes, I want to buy travel, and I was a married person, I want to put a bit of quota in my family. So I needed to be honest with myself. And so I started another business that was bringing in money to fund my other business. So a lot of people look at Maibecca and be like, oh my God, Maibecca is making millions of money. Okay, it's true, it's fine. But I needed to have a conversation. What other thing can you do that will bring in income while you can use that money to fund your passion? Someone was telling me, there was a statement somebody made that changed my life. He said, if what you are passionate about is not bringing you money, look for another thing that's bringing money. And he gave me an example. He said, is Dangote passionate about cement? No, think about it. Is he passionate about sugar? But because you're too attached to your whatever it is that you're doing as a work, for me, I was attached to the process of designing. But it wasn't bringing in money, and that's because I didn't know what to do to bring in the money. So before I know what to do to bring in the money, let me look for something that will give me money. So if you're doing something now that is bringing you money, it's okay, it's fine, don't feel guilty. You're not in any career suicide, it's just a phase. So what you need to do now is, okay, this fashion space now, how can I differentiate myself? What are the things I need to do? What do they do? Because there's a way to do it. What do these people do in this industry that makes them, you see Tessalon just came from nowhere. Nobody knew about her like 5 to 4 years ago. She might have been there doing, paying her dues and all of that, but now she's everywhere. So many other event planners like that. So I don't think you're in a career suicide. It just means that it's just that you found what is paying you some money. Now use that money to sustain your life. That's what I do. That's what I would advise. What you do now in the admin and HR that you do, is it it's your thing, right? So you're not working for a company. You're doing it from your home, okay, and then you do event on the side. So when you do on the side, it means that you don't do events every time. You don't really push that every time.
Yes.
So you push more of this HR and admin. Are you passionate about HR and admin?
Not as much as
And events. Okay. So when last you did an event, did you plan an event?
March.
March this year. Okay. So you are still actively with the events
Yes, and I get referrals as well.
as well.
Planners can just go, I've worked with you before, and you are really so and so day, so basically
Okay, so I don't want you to pitch yourself up, right? Because I know as business owners, we want, am I doing the right thing? Okay, this and that. Don't pitch yourself up. Life is in phases and seasons, right? So this season that you are in is what I want you to do is time yourself. Okay, what is my plan? Because for successful businesses, we have the owner, we have the people, we have the product, right? So you as the owner, I want events. What's your vision? Because you must have a compelling vision. What is your vision for your event? What do you want to do? Why are you into events? You just make money, or there's something, there's an impact you want to make through that event, right? Sit down. Okay, this is the event business. These are the things around the business. These are because okay. Now you're doing the admin and the HR. It's giving you something, right? How long do I want to do this for? How much do I need to move this? So it's not an endless. I'm doing HR and admin. I'm doing sites also like events or events on the side. If event is your biggest passion, you have a vision that is compelling. You cannot shrink. Even though this phase of your life is okay, I need to make some money now. Do you know what I mean? So have timelines. Put it down. Like she said, she had a meeting with herself and said, this is what I need, this is where I am. So you know where you are. Okay, my event, I need this, I need that, I need that. But right now, I'm here, I need money for this. Okay. It's never because guys, sometimes we don't sit down and really literally think about these things. We just go with the flow and go with the time. Right? In 2 years, I need to do this and do this and do this. I need to be in the spaces where people that matter are. I need this and this and this. Plan it out because that's what these people do. The people who are there, we are seeing Jeff Bezos, we are seeing all these people, we are seeing, that's what they do, right? So look at your life, look at your business, your passion is this, and you're like, God, I don't want this to die. I don't want this passion to die. I don't want this vision to die. Fantastic. Plan it. 6 months, 1 year, 12, 24 months, 2 years. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this amount of money. I'm going to be doing this. By the side, I'm going to also push this. Plan it out. And in 2 years or whatever timeline you give yourself, you're back into your events. If that's what you want. And by then, maybe this will have gone to a point where you can hire somebody to even take it from you. And then you're building a global business.
That you have passion for. Please, I would say that just dedicate equal attention. Like we're talking about your virtual, we're talking about your domain, we are talking about so many things. Just sit down, like you said. Look at, okay, this is what my passion is. But even if it is not giving you the desired income at that time, just be patient with it. Then the virtual assistant or virtual business too, look at what it takes. Give it equal time. And if you have any other, tomorrow you might have another interest somewhere. You try and build that up again. Then in the next 2 years, you'll see yourself going back and say, okay, from all these 3 or 4 interests, I've been able to make something out of it. So please don't let us condemn ourselves in whatever we are finding our hands to do. Now you need to make income from what people need. That is how you become relevant, and that is how you add value, not what your passion is. So So it is only when you are meeting people's needs that you are creating value. So please don't just condemn yourself in any way. Tomorrow you might find yourself doing 10 business. It doesn't matter. Look at that and that will be. Is it food salt? Is it do this? Is it even building refinery? And I understand it's a refinery is even in Africa. It didn't just. And for me too, I've been in catering business events since 2008. But in 2015, I went into exports because there was a need in where I was working. We had an export manager, and every time this guy goes to export, he comes back to tell me, they want to be there's a need. So I quickly came into it. I was doing the organization, quality control of it. But I went into export because until I left, I was getting good money from export. And when I went into a business of my own, export was the first thing I targeted because I thought that there was a need in that stage. So I put into it. And now I'm into the business. So I did not, and my initial passion was event. But now, the event is somewhere. If I have party, yes, if I have party, yes, I can cater for over 1,000 guests. Because all the money I was making from export, I was busy building my catering stuff. And so please, all I want to share, that's just what I want to say, that please just build it up. Continue to build it up and we will get there. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a case to present.
Thank you so much. I mean, that was an awesome session. So I'll just hand over to Sheo to round up the event.
The event is rounded off already. Taking all the time.
Kwasee,